Hi everyone, my name is Nick Torrey and I'm a massage therapist and also part of the Body and Soul team. And today I'm going to share with you a little self-massage routine to help you sleep. Now we know that many people have been experiencing problems with sleep at the moment, so hopefully this routine will help with that. And we're going to do that by concentrating on two aspects of sleep or problems with sleep. The first is the release of tension. So when we're anxious or worried, what often happens is we clench and we create physical tension in our bodies. And by finding the source of that tension and working with it and hopefully releasing it, we can bring our bodies back to a more natural state of rest and our nervous system into a more regulated state. The second aspect we're going to focus on today is breathing. So again, if we're stressed, anxious, worried, what often happens is our breathing becomes irregular. We might breathe faster or more shallow. And by concentrating on the breath and deepening it and slowing it down, we can again bring ourselves back to a more natural state of rest. And hopefully that will lead to falling asleep more easily and also better quality of sleep. So you may have done self-massage before, you may not. If you haven't, that's absolutely fine. Just do what you can and I'll guide you through. Just one thing to consider, the way you're sitting. I know I'm standing so you can see me properly, but it's best to be sitting in an upright chair, towards the front of the upright chair, just so your back is straight. And if you do need a bit of back support, just place a cushion between your lower back and the upright of the chair. I think that's everything. So hopefully you enjoy the routine and you'll feel more relaxed, more regulated and better to sleep afterwards. Okay, so we're going to start by just getting our fingers and running them through our hair, just all over the scalp. Start to release that surface tension. Then with our fingertips, we're just going to find various areas, various places on the scalp and move in little circles, applying pressure in different places. And really think about the different sensations in different parts of your scalp. And also try and separate the sensations underneath each finger. Notice how different that is to really engage with the sensations there. Now with your palms, press them against the side of your head, apply some pressure and then squeeze inwards towards the middle of the scalp. And you can do this along the length of the head, and what you should feel is a nice stretch underneath the hands. And then a lovely squeezing sensation along the center line of the head. And if you want a little bit more of a squeeze, you can use the heel of your palm and your fingertips either side of the center line and just squeeze from there. And you can do this along the length of the head as well. And you should get a really nice intense squeeze there. Now drop and shake your hand. We're going to work the forehead area here, which is somewhere where we do hold a lot of tension that we strain and hold unconsciously. So releasing tension can feel really nice. And with our index fingers, we're just going to start just above our eyebrows, apply some pressure and spread across the forehead towards our temples. We'll work up the forehead like that. And so I do encourage you to close your eyes when you can and just focus on the sensations here. We're going to keep spreading a couple more times. And also, these sessions are designed so you don't need anything, you just need your own body to do it. But If you are someone who likes to use essential oils at all, then a little bit of lavender can be lovely here. That's for relaxation, mixed with a base oil. Now with your index and your middle finger, if you place them right on your temples and then start moving in circles to stretch the skin all around the temples. Then reverse those circles. Now keep your fingers where they are. We're going to push firmly into the temples. And here we're just going to take 2 deep breaths, and on the second out breath we're going to release our fingers from the temples. So let's do that now. And you should hopefully feel a nice lifting sensation from the temples there. Now drop and shake your hands. And so we're going to do a little move around the eyes, and I know some people are funny about touching around the eyes, so please feel free to miss this out if you are, but if not, this can feel really nice. What we're going to do is get our thumbs and find this bony ridge just above our eye. We're going to push in 3 places, starting with just at the corner here where it meets the bridge of the nose. So we're going to push in here and again take 2 deep breaths, and on the second out breath release. Now we're going to do the same on the center, just above the pupils. 2 deep breaths, and on the second out breath release. And once more, on the outer corner here, 2 deep breaths and release. Okay, so drop and shake your hands and just take a moment to experience how you're feeling now in that whole forehead and eye area. Hopefully you've got a nice bit of warmth coming off there. We're going to start on the nose area now. We're going to start with our index fingers just stroking down the side of the nose. And this is a great place to work, not only to loosen up the cheeks, but also to open the airwaves in the nose cavity. So on your next journey down your nose, we're going to end by pressing into the corners of the nostrils here, and you should find a nice sensitive spot around here. And through your mouth this time, we're going to take 2 deep breaths, and on the second out breath release. Now with your index fingers again, we're just going to start spreading across the cheeks to really open up the cavity at the top of your nose there. And if you take some deep breaths through your nose while you're doing this, you should feel how that's really opening up the area. We're going to do the same thing, but this time with our thumbs, just along the line at the bottom of the cheekbone. So trace the bottom of the cheekbone with your thumbs. And this should open up that bottom area of your nose around your nostrils. And again, take some deep breaths to really experience that. Now drop and shake your hands. A couple more deep breaths to see how different you're breathing in that area, and also the warmth coming off your cheeks. And we're going to move on to the jaw area now. We're going to start by clenching our teeth, and then with the index and middle finger, you should find that when you clench your teeth, your jaw muscles around here pop out. And once you've found them with your fingers, you can unclench your teeth and then just start working those muscles in little circles. And this is another area where we hold a lot of tension, we clench our jaw unconsciously. And so working this tension out can do us a lot of good. And reverse those circles if you haven't already. Now we're going to keep the fingers where they are, but now we're going to drag those muscles up towards the ears, and we're going to hold there 2 deep breaths, and on the second out breath, release. We're going to do another holding position around the jaw. This time though, we're going to find just where the ear, bottom of the ear meets the jaw here. We're going to find a tender spot just there with our index fingers. It should feel a little bit like you're pushing your jaw forwards there. And again, 2 deep breaths, and on the second out breath, release. Now bring your fingertips up to your cheeks, and with your thumbs, we're just going to work this bottom soft pad underneath your mouth, along the line of the jaw, just pushing in, up and down. And the next time you reach your chin, push in there and drop and shake your hands. Now just to finish off the face area with our fingertips, we'll just rub all over. So find any tension that might still be lying around there. And then stroke down, just calm it all down. Drop and shake your hands and take a couple of deep breaths and just feel the sensation of your face and your head now. Hopefully that's nice and relaxed and warm. So now we're going to move on to the shoulders, which are a part that holds a lot of tension, but because they can take a lot of pressure as well, we're not going to work them too hard right now because we want to be nice and relaxed for sleep. So we're just going to loosen them up by first working in circles forwards with both shoulders. You can get those circles bigger over time. And maybe try and sync your breath up with those circles. So on an in-breath, 2 circles. And on an out-breath, 2 circles. And then you can reverse the circles and do the same. And now with the right hand, we're just going to make a loose fist, bring it across the front of the body to the left shoulder, and just give our shoulder a nice soft drumming all over, just to bring the blood to the surface there. And then drop and shake the hand, and again with the left hand bring it to the right shoulder and drum there as well. Drop and shake again. And then this time we're going to take both hands and with our fingertips just start drumming around the whole chest area here. And this isn't only stimulating the muscles there and relaxing them, but it's also creating some nice vibrations for the airwaves and for the lungs. So if you take some deep breaths while you're doing this, and hopefully you'll feel how that's making breathing a little easier. And then with our palms, we can do the same thing around our rib cage, just to stimulate that bottom area of the lungs as well. So keep those breaths nice and deep. Now drop and shake your hands, and we'll move on to the neck. So this is quite a delicate area, and also somewhere that can really trouble us in sleep. We can often get cricks in our neck, so by loosening it up, hopefully we can improve the quality there. And we're going to start first by right hand, taking the fingertips over the top of the head to the left ear, and just gently pulling the neck over, pulling the head over to the right to create a stretch down that left side of the neck. We'll take 3 deep breaths here. And then we'll release our hand, very carefully bring our head back up to center. And do the same with the left hand over the top of the head to the right ear. And pull the head over to the left. And take 3 deep breaths. And once again, very carefully, bring your head back to center. And we'll just bow our head to the front to stretch the base of the neck. And take 2 deep breaths here. And then on your next in-breath, bring the head back up. And this time we're going to look down again, but we're going to look diagonally down to the right. So you'll be looking at your right thigh. And with the right hand, we're going to bring that over the front of the body. And with the fingertips, we want to find the big tough muscle just to the left of the spine. And once you've found that with your fingertips, we're just going to create this spreading motion away from the spine. And doing that, we're going to work up the length of the neck, starting at the bottom and working towards the top. We're going to do that a couple more times, just creating some space from the spine. And when you're at the top of the neck, next time, drop and shake your hand and slowly bring your head back to center. And we'll look down towards the left thigh. Bring the left hand over to the right side of the neck. And again, find that tough muscle to the side of the spine and start spreading away from the spine, starting at the base of the neck and working upwards. Next time you reach the top of the neck, just by the skull, drop and shake your hand, bring the head back to center, and with both hands, just with the fingertips, we'll start tapping that same muscle on either side to realign it. Now bring your hands together, intertwine your fingers. We'll have a little stretch here. And then we'll bring our hands around the back of the head to create a cradle with our hands. And what we're going to do now, with our thumbs, we're going to work 3 separate lines down the length of the neck. So first of all, where we've just been, those big muscles at the side of the spine, that's line 1. Then we have line 2, which is the softer part, just away from that, on the side there. And then we have line 3, which is the area just behind the ear. So on each of those lines, we're going to do 4 or 5 presses with the thumb on the way down. So starting with line 1, then line 2, then line 3. And when we get to the bottom of line 3, we're going to keep our hands where they are and move our thumbs back to the top of line 3. So just where the tender part starts, behind the hard part that is directly behind the ear there. Going to find the top of that and just push in and hold there for 3 deep breaths. And when you're ready, slowly release your hands, drop and shake. Just to finish off on the neck, we're going to take 2 loose fists and just gently drum the whole area. Just take another deep breath and engage with how the whole of that neck area feels now. And so one thing that's really important to a good quality of sleep is to feel safe and secure. And that can often come in the form of something that a lot of us aren't getting so much during lockdown, and that's a nice big hug. So what we're going to do now is give ourselves a nice big hug, bring our hands around our body and just work round with our fingertips as far as is comfortable. Then close your eyes and bow your head. And just start to breathe deeply here. And while you're breathing deeply, try also to pay attention to your heartbeat underneath your arms there. And maybe even sync up your heartbeat to your breath. 4 or 5 heartbeats to each in-breath and out-breath. So in-breath 1, 2, 3, 4, out-breath 1, 2, 3, 4. Now keep your eyes closed as you unravel your arms and start to rub your palms together. Create some heat between your palms, and then we're just going to place them over our eyes and enjoy the warmth and the darkness there. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, keep your eyes closed and slowly stroke your hands down the length of your face from your eyes. Start to shake your hands and gently bat your eyelids open again. And we're done. So hopefully you're feeling a bit more relaxed now, you're breathing a bit easier, and I wish you all a deep and good quality and long night's sleep. And I'll see you again soon.